Hi everyone, good morning. This is Dr. Behnam. I'm one of the co-founders of Happy Head, and welcome to another AMA session with Dr. Ben. So today we're going to be starting with one of the topics: what should I do if I experience irritation or side effects? Uh, so um, the product contains minoxidil along with basically the base has some alcohol, so it could sometimes be irritating for some patients. So if you're experiencing side effects, the first thing you should do, or build up or irritation or redness, the first thing you should do is that basically wash out the products after 2 hours. The product is still going to work. So basically when you go to put on in the morning, you can wash it up after 2 hours, or at night when you put on your scalp, basically you could just wash it off. If that doesn't help, you could start using a leave-in conditioner. What a leave-in conditioner is basically the conditioner that you apply to your scalp at the end, basically right before you leave the shower, and you just leave it in, and that basically moisturizes your hair more, and your scalp basically reduces the irritation. Also, we do have a special serum that we can send you. So if the irritation continues, please ask us for the soothing serum, and we'll be more than happy to send it to you. If you do all this and it's still irritating, please let the help desk know, and we could basically modulate some of the formula. So remember, Happy is a customizable formula just made for you. So we reduce the minoxidil concentration from 8% to 6%, or completely remove it, and we could also remove the retinoic acid concentration. And we also now have a water-based formula, and a water-based formula basically just there's less alcohol content, so it's less irritating. So there's a lot of stuff basically that we could do if you experience the irritation. Please reach out to us. We could also basically send you more videos, basically about what I just we talked about. But we are here to help you out, and me and you could always get a phone call, basically, and figure things out if possible. Okay, guys. So how can this help me grow my hair back? So the way that the Happy Head works is that there are three ingredients. So in there that basically that's going to help you. So one is finasteride. Finasteride is a DHT blocker, which means it blocks DHT, blocks testosterone from being converted to DHT, and that is responsible basically for miniaturizing the hair. Number two has minoxidil. Minoxidil is a vasodilator that increases blood flow to the scalp. And number three has retinol, and retinol basically allows the minoxidil to basically penetrate better. So it has three ingredients that's going to help you with basically the hair growth. Now, obviously, if someone who comes in obviously has no hair at all and is completely bald, well, look, Happy is not going to help you. Happy Head is only going to help you if you already have some hair there, if you're just thinning. And that's true with all the products. So if you're thinning, basically, you thicken the hair and basically stimulate it and basically grow it back. So that's how Happy Head is going to help you. We were one of the first customizable topical finasteride formulas in the market. We've been actually around for many years, and we have thousands and thousands of patients on it. What makes us unique is that we are customizable. Number two, we have more ingredients in product that are honestly any of our competitors, and we also have stronger ingredients, strong concentration basically than other competitors. So that's how we're better. Have you considered adding latanoprost to this combination? Can you speak to why or why not? Yes, we have considered it. The problem with latanoprost is that it's very expensive product to use. So in order to use it at concentrations that's really gonna make a difference, it's gonna be very expensive. We have thought about it, and we may introduce it. We just don't have it right now, but we might introduce it in the future. Thank you so much for that recommendation. Are there any plans to alternate to the current topical application? The current solution tends to dry and irritate my scalp. Yes. First of all, we do have a water-based formula, so please reach out to help at Happy and request a water-based formula. The water-based formula basically has significantly reduced basically alcohol in it, so it's less irritating. Number two, you could also ask them for a special serum that we can send you for free, and a serum you apply to your scalp that's very soothing and is less irritating. So I recommend that. Besides that, those are the only two things that we currently basically have. There are other things that we're currently working on. We are currently working on a non-prescription formula as well, but that hasn't come out yet. Does the sun cause more inflammation? Yes. So the product has a little retinol in it. So if you add some of that in the sunscreen, basically it will cause a little more inflammation and irritation basically of the scalp. That is correct. So I've heard that it's harder for the testosterone molecule to get into the scalp because it's a larger molecule than finasteride. Does the testosterone get into the skin adequately, and what can be done to promote the absorption? Yes, that is somewhat true, not 100%. This is why we actually have retinol in it, basically to increase some of the absorption of some of the other ingredients, basically in the product. In addition, we also say you should also derma roll. So derma rolling, basically, where you can derma roll and go back and forth, and you could request that. We do have those at Happy, so if you request them, we'll send them to you. So what do? You put the topical testosterone on first, and you basically gently derma roll, and that is going to make the product penetrate better. And look, we have seen that tutasteride actually works really well for some of our patients. So although the molecule thing might be correct, but we still see patients get great results with it. Did you say that if you're bald, this will not help? Yes, I mean that is correct. That's actually correct with any formula or any product out there with any company. If you have no hair, nothing's gonna help you except for hair transplant. So all these products from oral finasteride, topical finasteride, topical dutasteride, oral dutasteride, spironolactone, everything, it's only gonna help you if you already have some hair there. If the hair is not there, it's not gonna work. So the best candidates are the ones basically when you look at the scalp and you see kind of peach fuzz hair, or you can see the scalp, but there's still some hair there. Those are the best candidates. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to send us a photo of yourself, and I'll be more than happy to evaluate it. I'm Dr. Ben, and the email is help@happy, and then we'll definitely forward it to me. How do we go about requesting change to our monthly subscription? For example, if I like to request a water-based version, so just send us an email at help@happyed and say that I like the water-based version. Also request the serum as well. We'll ship you the serum. We'll switch out the formula to water-based. Help@happyed.com. Our team is here basically to help you out as much as we can. You mentioned that the minoxidil increases the circulation in the scalp. What does circulation do? Carry waste products away from the scalp, bring more nutrients to the scalp. Are there other ways to increase scalp circulation, such as scalp massage? So that's a great question. So the way minoxidil works is that it is a vasodilator, which means it dilates your blood vessels. When blood vessels dilated, more blood goes through, which is more nutrients coming to your scalp and more oxygen coming to your scalp. And it also washes out basically the junk, basically the old DHT away from the scalp. Also, studies have shown that when you have basically more oxygen coming to your scalp, it reduces the DHT production basically in that area. So that helps. Now, scalp massage, does that help? Yeah, in theory, scalp massage should help, but not everyone. This is why we recommend the derma roller, because derma roller actually does a very similar thing to scalp massage, but just better. So basically, it actually increases more blood flow to the scalp. So we love derma roller. Please do derma roller with a happy. You're gonna see better results. I gained 30 pounds in the past year, but I doubt it's due to happy. I'll check with my doctor. Have you seen weight gain be a side effect? Minoxidil could have one of the side effects of weight gain, which is extremely rare. Usually associated with oral minoxidil. I don't think I've ever seen it with topical minoxidil. I know sometimes it could cause like swelling, but again, 30-pound weight gain, I think that's very unusual. But definitely check with your doctor. Uh, I really think it's do something else. But if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us as well. I mean, you could obviously stop the product for a month or two and see if your weight gain changes. Is there a certain technique to use a derma roller or just lightly roll? Should we feel some puncturing? So what you want to do, you want to gently roll it, guys. You don't want to bleed from a derma roller. That is not the point. You want to gently roll basically the derma roller on your scalp, basically increasing basically the blood flow. That's it. And use the 0.25. You don't want to be too aggressive. After using Happy at the summer, I've noticed sunburn like rash on my skin around my hairline. Is this from the retinoic acid? Yes, it's most probably from the retinoic acid that's irritating your scalp. Also, sometimes minoxidil could cause some irritation. But just ask the help desk, and they'll be more than happy to remove the retinoic acid, and they could also reduce the minoxidil concentration. So send them an email, said Dr. Ben and his MA said to remove the retinoic acid and reduce the minoxidil from 8% to 6%. We'll be more than happy to customize the formula for you and ship you out a new one. Any updates on happy getting a laser cap for hair growth? It's in the works, I swear. Please send us an email regarding that, and we'll put you on the list. Um, Another person that asked, do the laser helmet works? Look, if you look at the clinical studies, it does show that the laser hats do increase hair growth. I mean, it is true. That's based on the clinical studies. Obviously, the ones that are hats are much better than the handheld devices because you have much more light bulbs. So the more light bulbs we have, typically it's going to work better. Look, results, I think, from what we see in clinical studies and also from our clinical practice, is about 50 to 60% patients could benefit from it, but not everyone. So my recommendation is, if you have one, use it. If you get one, use it. But you have to realize that sometimes it may not work. Is there correlation between scalp psoriasis and hair loss? Absolutely, yes. The problem with scalp psoriasis is that the inflammation, the redness, the flakiness, all that is going to basically damage your hair follicles. And as a result, you're going to basically lose more hair. So every time a patient comes into our office and they have like really bad dandruff or like basically they have bad psoriasis, the first thing I do is actually, try to reduce the irritation and the inflammation by using our basically anti-dandruff formula. And we do have the anti-dandruff formula currently at Happy Head. It's just not on our website yet. But if you want, we'll be more than happy to prescribe it for you. And basically what it is a topical steroid that you can apply basically on your scalp. And the steroid, if you use it twice a day for 2 weeks, it will really like significantly reduce the irritation of your scalp. Significantly. It also comes with antifungal shampoo and will help you basically quite a bit. So if you do have psoriasis on your scalp, let's get it under control. You can email help at Happy Head, and one of our support staff team basically will help you with the anti-dandruff formula. If you want to try oral financial with prescriber, yes, we do prescribe it. Again, it's not on the website yet. Please email us at help at Happy Head and just say that I want the oral finance tried, and we'll be more than happy to get it prescribed for you, no problem. Do we have the 2% ketoconazole shampoo? Yes, we do have it. Just again, not on the website yet. We're currently going through a major update on our website. So we just, instead of just putting it out there, we really want to make sure, that the website is up and running. So just email us and we'll be more than happy to basically order for you the 2% ketoconazole shampoo. So what does the shampoo do? So basically with the shampoo, it basically it reduces. So the shampoo has ketoconazole in it, which is antifungal, and the antifungal increases the caliber basically of the hair follicle and allows the hair to grow basically better. We do have the prescription one becoming available on our website. Again, just email us and we'll be more than happy to get it to you. Any plans to upgrade the site so that customers can interact with customer service via the website? Yes, we are currently working on that. That should come. Yes, that should be basically part of the next update. And I'm going to take and I'm going to take a photo of that actually right now. Okay, so I could basically send it to my superiors. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Okay, so I took hair mineral analysis test and it showed that I'm low in cobalt, which was told means low in vitamin B. Have you heard of this being connected to hair growth? Well, so here's the thing. So there are there are many vitamins and nutrients basically that are important basically for hair. The most important ones are the vitamin D and iron. Obviously, zinc, cobalt is all necessary as well. We don't typically test for those on a regular basis, but obviously, the vitamin D is very important. So vitamin B6, B12, those are very critical. So if your vitamin Bs are low, I would basically recommend, just increasing your vitamin B uptake basically in order to supplement your diet with it. Is DHT produced one mostly in the scalp? two in other areas of the body, and then gets to the scalp via the bloodstream? Great question. So actually, DHT is produced kind of everywhere. And there are two enzymes. There's a 5-alpha reductase 1 and there's a 5-alpha reductase 2 that are responsible for converting testosterone to DHT. Finasteride is the one that typically prevents DHT production, mainly in the scalp. But DHT is still produced basically in other areas of the body. But this is why minoxidil is also very important, because minoxidil is a vasoconstrictor, is a vasodilator. So when more blood basically goes through basically the scalp area, just washing out the DHT that's already there. What causes the initial shedding? The initial shedding is mainly caused by the minoxidil. So minoxidil could cause basically initial shedding of the hair follicles, and it's actually very common. About 5% of patients basically go through it. And if it does happen, actually patients typically tend to get better results. Guys, I love all these questions. Now let's take a look at our Instagram. Let's see if we have anyone on our Instagram. So the patient just asked again. Patient again asks again, how do I get the ketoconazole shampoo? You could get the ketoconazole shampoo. Basically, just write an email, help@happyhead, and we'll be more than happy to get it for you. What do you think about the D biotin versus regular biotin? Well, look, I always say, well, here's the thing. I think biotin is important, and also vitamin D is very important. So I think vitamin D and biotin, you should have both. You should take a regular multivitamin that already has biotin in it, and also vitamin D, and also along with iron if you're female. The Happy Head multivitamin formula is coming out, and we have made sure that we have all of these basically included in a multivitamin, so people are not always trying to figure out. We were not trying to figure out which vitamins basically we need. All right, guys, here's another question from Instagram. How long do I have to wait basically for the hair to grow out? So basically, here, guys, I'm just going through some of the other questions. So how long do you have to wait? Usually, we typically say patients have to wait about 4 to 6 months for the hair to grow out. I spoke to a patient this morning, and he said that in 1 month he started to see growth, but he couldn't understand why he had to wait 6 months. That's just because your hair has to go through multiple hair cycles, and that's how long it takes basically for the hair basically to grow out. So guys, please be patient. I know other companies always say, oh, within 2 months or 3 weeks. That's not true. This is a prescription grade product, and in order for it to work, it really does take some time. Again, also, I was talking to another patient this morning who said, who actually has switched from one of our competitors to us. And I asked him, why did you make the switch? And he said 3 reasons. 1, the product is customizable, which is great. 2, it has more ingredients than our competitors, which is correct. We have minoxidil, finasteride, benzoic acid, and hydrocortisone in an aloe base. And number 3, our concentrations is stronger than our competitors. So our finasteride is stronger, our minoxidil is stronger, and honestly, I think that's what sets up unique from everyone else, because you could really go up and down on the concentration, and basically it is customized just for you. So we adjust to your needs. We don't make one bottle and basically ship it out to everyone. It's customizable just for you. Again, a couple other things. So I know we talked about the dermal roller. The dermal roller basically is important because it's going to increase the penetration of the product into the scalp. It's also going to increase the blood flow. Just please remember, use a 0.25 depth and basically be very gentle. Number 2, I know some people have asked about the helmet. Happy is working on getting a helmet. Number 3, also irritation. So again, if you are having irritation from the product, there are a lot of things you could do, and this is really important. So do not be discouraged from using the product. 1, you could just, after an hour, just wash off the product from your scalp, an hour or 2. You don't need the product to be there basically for the entire day. Just wash it off and let the scalp relax. Number 2, we have a special serum We have a special serum basically that you could apply basically to the scalp. And by using the serum, basically it's going to reduce the irritation. So the serum is really important. We're giving it out. Basically, there's no fee for it. Just ask the help desk, and we'll be more happy to give you the serum. We'll ship it out to you. Number three, we could actually change the formula, reduce the minoxidil concentration, reduce the retinoic acid concentration, and switch to a water-based formula, which is less irritating. So we're here to help you out. I know the reason the product sometimes could be irritating is because, look, it's prescription grade. This is what's going to give you results. But we're here to help you out with the irritation. Somebody said, "What serum?" There is a serum we have is a scalp serum that's used for reducing irritation. You could just email us at help@happyhead, and we'll be more than happy basically to send one over to you. Use a roller once or twice a day. Use it before after product. So great question. Usually we're coming using it once a day. Before and after product, I don't think it really matters. I mean, I think some people use it before, some people use it after. Right now we recommend that actually apply the product first and do the dermal roller afterwards. Remember, be very gentle. I don't want to use minoxidil. Can I get the dutasteride without minoxidil? Will it still be effective? Yes, it's still going to be effective, and I believe yes, you can. I know you could definitely get the finasteride without minoxidil, and I think you could probably get a dutasteride without the minoxidil. Please email the happy dead, help a happy head, and they'll be more than happy to try to figure that out for you. No problem. Does minoxidil help grow hair on receding frontal hairline? Yes, it does. Yes. So on the minoxidil bottle over the counter, it says that you can only apply to the crown. The reason is because when the company did the original initial clinical study, they only did on the crown because that was the area that was much more easily visible and able to be studied. However, in my clinical practice, I'll tell you patients use minoxidil in the front and it does cause hair growth in the front. So you could use it there as well. Are there any drawbacks to the water-based formula? Why is alcohol-based the norm? So in order for the minoxidil and finasteride to dissolve into the solution, you actually have to have an alcohol-based formula. I mean, trust me, we've tried a lot of different formulas and we've experimented quite a bit. So if you don't have an alcohol base, the minoxidil does not dissolve. So you need an alcohol base. So now, what we have done was that we've taken this alcohol base and we've tested it basically with various concentrations, mixing water and non-water with it. And we have come up with the correct ratio of alcohol versus water, where basically we have a reduction of about 33% of alcohol, and replaced that with water, so it's just less irritating. So there's no drawback. You still have the finasteride, the minoxidil, retinoic acid. It's just less irritating. And it is currently available. Please just email Happy. Once I open a bottle, does it expire? That's a great question. So legally, we have to write expiration date on the bottle. Now, I'll tell you from just personal experience, things just don't expire the day, that expiration date hits. So, but you could probably have somewhat reduced efficacy. But usually our bottles have about 4 to 6 months expiration date. The only drawback with respect to the water-based formula is that the expiration date is 1 month. So that's the only drawback. But, people use it beyond that 1 month and they're just fine. Are you required to apply twice a day, or can you get away with doing it once a day? Everyone's different, honestly. We have a lot of patients that start with twice a day and they go down to once a day for maintenance. We have some patients that start once a day and they say they do fine. I think the more hair loss you have, the more likely you need to use it twice a day. And I think for best results, basically using it twice a day is the key, and being consistent is the key. Consistent. Guys, today these are amazing questions, and I love it. Again, since today's topic is all about irritation, I also want to say that if you guys are experiencing irritation, please let us know. The minoxidil could be slightly irritating, so you could basically have us do the water-based formula. If you're going to be out in the sun will irritate your scalp if you're using Happy Head, just because of the alcohol. So just wear a hat. I think that's going to it causes a lot less irritation. Um, And again, a couple of things I want to talk to you about. We do have other products. So our main standard product is a topical finasteride, but we also have topical dutasteride as well. And in clinical studies, some patients may see better results using the topical dutasteride compared to finasteride. A patient asked, how about sunscreen? Yes, look, if you're thinning, absolutely apply sunscreen to the scalp, for sure. It's very important because the retinoic acid and the minoxidil will make your scalp more sensitive to the sun. I know dutasteride has a longer half-life in circulation. Does it have a longer half-life in the scalp? That's a great question. If you read all the clinical studies about topical dutasteride, there's really no mention of base of the half-life with the topical, so that hasn't really been completely studied yet. But one thing we know is that although if you take it orally, it does have a longer half-life, but if you get the side effects, it doesn't last as, like, no studies have shown that the side effects last longer. I want to bleach my hair this summer. Would that be frowned upon? So coloring, so hair coloring. So there's a difference between going lighter and going darker. So obviously we always say that the less you color your hair, the better it is. Going darker is definitely the safer route to go. Going lighter, that means bleaching, is not as safe. The reason is because in order for it to bleach, you actually have to use kind of like some sort of peroxide, and that is going to damage your hair. So going blonder is not a good idea. What are the side effects of topical testosterone? I'm assuming. Somebody said testosterone, kind of combination of finasteride and testosterone. So I'm assuming you're just trying to say testosterone. So testosterone, basically, people use the HRT, hormone replacement therapy, basically if they need additional testosterone. And the problem with testosterone is that it's going to increase your DHT level in your body, and as a result, will cause basically more hair loss. So that is a problem with using a topical testosterone formula. But here's the thing: if you need it, you need it. I just apply to the crown temple area. Is that fine instead of applying to the whole scalp? Well, look, you should apply happy to wherever you need it. So if you're only losing hair in the crown area, just apply mainly to the crown area. If you're losing on the temples, you can certainly apply to the temples. So the more obviously concentrated area that you use it in, the better results you're going to have. Somebody said, can you please repeat the answer? Are there any drawbacks to water-based formula? Why is alcohol the norm? So again, alcohol is the norm because you need the alcohol for the minoxidil to dissolve in it. Otherwise, it's going to precipitate out of the solution. So let's say if you took the minoxidil powder and you put it in like a collagen-based formula or water, or like purely water, minoxidil is not going to dissolve. So that's one. Number two, the only drawback with a water-based formula is that it's a 1 month expiration date, as opposed to like a 4 6 months expiration date. So now obviously that means they make it for you and they literally ship it out right away. So it's 1 month. That means you have to finish up within that month. Now, people do continue to use the product after that month expiration date. I mean, you have to realize the product just doesn't stop working at day 30. It doesn't work like that. But legally, we have to put a 1 month expiration date on the water-based formula. Okay, so here we go. Somebody else also asked, what are the benefits of water-based versus aloe-based formula? If there's anything one can do to reduce the dryness on the scalp. So, okay, so first of all, so the difference is that the aloe-based formula has alcohol in it. And if you look at all the minoxidils over the counter, they're all basically alcohol. There are two forms of alcohol, propylene glycol and basically ethanol. The reason why alcohol is needed is because the minoxidil has to get it has to be dissolved in alcohol. Otherwise, it's just not going to dissolve. That's just how minoxidil works. So we made a water-based formula, and what it is, it's not purely water. It's just the fact that 1/3 of the alcohol is removed and replaced with water. That's what we have found, that still works pretty well, and all the minoxidil still gets dissolved. But at the same time, it's less irritating because now you have less alcohol in it. The flip side is that legally, since we add water to the formula, it literally has a 30-day expiration. So when you guys order it, we literally make it fresh just for you and we ship it out. So that means it's only gonna last you 1 month. Now, another question someone asked, that can I use the product beyond the expiration date? The answer is yes. We legally have to put the expiration date on it, but the ingredients don't stop functioning at day 30. So that's just, we just have to comply with FDA requirements. Also, is there anything else to reduce the dryness on the scalp? Yes. To reduce the dryness, one, you could wash it in 2 hours. Two, use a leave-in conditioner. Three, you could use it once a day as opposed to twice a day. Four, we could send you a special, basically, moisturizing serum. It's free. Just request for it. Just email Happyhead, and we'll be more than happy to do it for you. And five, we could switch it out with a water-based formula. And six, we could reduce some of the concentrations of the ingredients, such as the minoxidil, the finasteride, the retinoic acid. I've sent it to you. Is the product still as effective if I drop the minoxidil? I tried a custom formula without minoxidil due to too much shedding. Now I'm worried that I should maybe add a back end. So, look, obviously, if you have the minoxidil in it, it's going to work better. No, that's just how it is. So the answer is yes, it is more effective. But if you were having too much shedding from it, then maybe it's not worth doing it. So now, some people, again, the shedding is normal, everyone. People could shed in the first 6 to 8 weeks. Patients that typically shed end up with better results. So if you want, you could add the minoxidil back in, but maybe not at the highest concentration. Maybe you could do 6% concentration. So just email Happy and say, I'd like to add the minoxidil into the formula, but please do 6%. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, our time is up. Thank you so much for all those amazing questions. Remember, you can also get on a one-on-one call with me. Just email the support team. Again, thank you so much to the entire staff. First of all, our customer service staff at Happyhead, who they really work a lot, really hard. Francesca, Kyle, Evelyn, and also Evelyn, who also helps us with all the AMAs basically every week. Thank you so much. And Eric, who's VP of operations, who is somewhere listening to me to make sure that I answer all the questions. Okay, thank you, everyone. If there are any questions, please let us know. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.